Greetings everyone, and welcome to Intuitive Art Mediums for this Wicca Halloween Pick a Card Tarot reading. This is a general tarot reading, so please only go with the messages that resonate with you. The oracle decks I will be using will be the Halloween Oracle and the Wicca Oracle cards. And the tarot decks that I'll be using will be the Halloween Tarot and the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. So we have 3 piles to choose from. This is pile 1 with the spectacular hematite. This is pile 2 with the smoky quartz point. And this is pile 3 with the labradorite stone. So take your time in choosing your pile. You may be drawn to more than one pile, and that's your intuition letting you know that there's a message for you in that pile as well. I'll begin with pile 1. There'll be timestamps down below for the other readings, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you were drawn to the spectacular hematite, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading with your oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper into the reading with some tarot. So for your Halloween oracle card, we have the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So here I feel like that, you know, in the underworld, this is a time of transformation for you. You might be deciding on changing your career, changing your lifestyle, however that resonates with you, because it will be different for each of you. Next, we have 17 with the oak tree. This card is about strength, grounding yourself in the earth and drawing up that earth energy for your strength, drawing upon the earth energies to help fortify you and nurture you and help you to be strong. Also, it can be a card of manifestation, manifesting that which you desire. And that could be part of this transformation. Remember, the roots of the oak tree are in the underground, and they're drawing that energy up. So you may be drawing up energy from your ancestors, and the veils are thinning right now. And your ancestors and spirit guides are able to communicate with you much more easily. I also feel that with this oak tree, that you are going to be receiving messages from nature in the form of birds and furry little creatures that visit you. And next we have number 13 with the Samhain card. This is beautiful because Samhain, also Halloween, is the time when we communicate with our ancestors. And to me, I see this as a confirmation that your ancestors are here for you. They're helping you, guiding you. And I also feel like that they're giving you a nudge with that issue that I was having with that little leaf there. I feel like your ancestors are trying to give you a nudge in the right direction and encouragement. They're lending their strength to you as well, helping you to be strong with encouragement and fortifying you. So let's go deeper into your reading with some tarot. I'm using the Jack-o'-lantern tarot, and there is some nudity in these cards, so I will be using little fairy stones to cover that up. because YouTube has a rule where, you know, no nudity. And I just do not want to draw on the artwork of these beautiful cards. So we begin with the Six of Swords. Okay, this is a card of transformation, coming out of the choppy waters, coming out of challenging times into the calming waters, the healing waters, going to a place of retreat where you can maybe meditate or spend some time alone and heal your wounds and get back in touch with yourself. Maybe you've lost sight of your goals, trying to meet everybody else's demands, and you're finding your way back to yourself. Next, we have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Discernment and Evaluation. This is also a card of separation, loss, divorce. So again, another card of, you know, I feel like that it goes with this. You are leaving something behind with the Six of Swords. And this is bringing about a change in your life. Next, we have the Five of Cups. And I also feel that this also goes with the Six of Swords and builds upon the Queen of Swords, where you are feeling that loss, you are feeling some grief, and you need to give yourself that time to grieve, to release those emotions, so that you can pick up these two goblets that remain and move forward in your life. But there are times in our life where things just happen and we need to pause. The Underworld card is about taking a pause as well, so that you can regather your energies, evaluate and discern what it is that you want to do next. But first, you have to release these emotions, because these grieving emotions, sorrow, will cloud your judgment, and it would not be a good time for you to move forward until you do heal and release those emotions. Okay, next we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of contemplation. It's a card of ripening. And Samhain, Halloween, is the third harvest part of the harvesting season. And this is where you're bringing in those things that are now ripe. It's about timing, but you also have to be patient with that timing. And at this time of year, you have been patient, and now it's time to pick that which is right and bring in that harvest. So I feel like that as you are leaving and processing these emotions, both mentally and emotionally, and with the Six of Swords, this could also indicate an actual movement, changing of residence, changing of jobs, changing your career. And with the Seven of Pentacles, this is something that you have been thinking about, and now you're contemplating, is this the right time? And it almost feels like that it is the right time, and that timing is kind of being forced upon you. You may have been procrastinating for a while, and now the situation has changed to where you really have no choice but to move on and move forward. And then we have the Chariot. And yes, you are going to move forward with power, strength, and onto a new adventure. claiming that which is yours. That is very beautiful. And what you're claiming is the Queen of Wands. She is taking a risk. She is taking a chance. She doesn't know what's going to happen. And sometimes this could be that, you know, you might feel a bit unprepared, but you're going to enter into this new situation with grace and flair, confidence, and going with the flow of the situation here. So I do feel like that you are moving in a good direction. Let's get some clarifying cards on here for you with the Halloween Tarot. Okay, Spirit just tossed this card out. And we have the Two of Imps, the Two of Wands. And this is coming out of your comfort zone. And with the Six of Swords, you are being encouraged to come out of this comfort zone. And I feel like that there's a need for you to come out of this comfort zone. Maybe you've been hiding away for a while out of, you know, your own doubts of fear to dealing with the world, to dealing with those situations. But this is also a card of contemplation. At least you have been preparing for this time. Okay, on the Queen of Swords, we have the Seven of Bats. This is the Seven of Swords, and this is with that Queen of Swords, which is about separation and leaving. The Seven of Swords can be, you know, people who have done you bad, you know, did some underhanded things to you. This is someone who has snuck into the enemy camps and have stolen all of the swords. So there is no battle. So in some way you might feel defenseless because somebody might have the upper hand over you. And with that Queen of Swords, you know, this person is walking away from the enemy camps. And there is a separation and loss there. They lost their weapons. And again, it is a card of strategy as well. And with the Queen of Swords, this is evaluation, discernment, you know, taking your losses. How are you going to move forward from here? And next we have the Four of Ghosts, which is the Four of Cups. And you're just tired. And with the Five of Cups here, you know, depression, sadness, sorrow can wear us down. It can make us tired. It can make us weary. It can make us not want to try anymore for a while until we can recover and regroup our energies. And here Spirit is bringing you a new cup. The cup that will revive you. The cup, and here you have the two goblets. So not all is lost. And I do feel like that your ancestors, your spirit guides, are letting you know that not all is lost. Let go of this situation. It's happened. You can't do anything about it, but move forward and make the best of the situation. And next we have the Eight of Bats. The Eight of Bats is the Eight of Swords. And here you're feeling bound by your doubts and fears. And with the Seven of Bats, this could be somebody who has stirred up your doubts and fears, and you feel paralyzed in your doubts and fears. And with the Seven of Pentacles here, you can get stuck in your own head with your own thoughts, with your own contemplations, and be stuck in your head and not really knowing what to do. You might feel very exhausted, very depleted of your energies at this time. That's why the oak tree is giving you the strength and support that you can draw up from the earth. So taking walks in nature, just standing barefoot on the bare earth can be very grounding and stabilizing for you at this time. And you can release those doubts and fears to the earth and have that energy exchange. As you release those energies, the earth is going to give you that support, because we all are here on this planet Earth. The earth provides us with everything we need. And you might not be seeing the opportunities right now because you're feeling so much of the sorrow of the loss or separation of the situation that you're leaving behind. Now let's see how you're moving boldly forward with the Chariot. We have the Moon. Now here the Moon is things are not as they appear to be. And sometimes when we get caught up in our doubts and fears, we're not seeing clearly, our thoughts are clouded, and the Moon, you know, that which is, I feel like that the Moon is guiding you to stay on the path. Because here with the dog and, you know, the cat up here and the crawfish, it is saying to you, stay on your path and you will find success. Don't wander from your path or you will get lost in your own darkness. Keep your eye on the goal. Here we have a white castle. And if you keep your eyes on your goal, then the scary things that are around you aren't going to grab your attention, rob you of your energies, and these can certainly be negative people. And I do feel like that the Moon is indicating to stay away from negative people, stay away from negative situations. And if you encounter them, that is the universe, that is your spirit guide signaling to you, get back on your path. Don't waste your energies on these negative people. Keep your eye on the goal with the Chariot and move forward with confidence. And then on the Queen of Wands, we have the Page of Imps. This is the Page of Wands. He's the adventurer. See this as an adventure, and knowing that you will find all that you need along your path. Take that chance, because all that you need to get by will show up with that Queen of Wands. Okay, let's get you a few spell cards, because this is a great time for doing magic. And doing some magic might help you to open up more to your spirit guides, to the wisdom and guidance of your ancestors, and to your inner knowing, your inner wisdom. It can also be a positive distraction from negative things that are happening. Okay, here is your artwork. And your spell is Body Appreciation. While sitting comfortably, quietly, tell your body how much you have. Tell your body how much you love and appreciate it. Thank it for holding your spirit and giving you consciousness. Continue to say words of appreciation for at least 5 minutes. So this is asking you to find words, good words, kind words, to tell yourself, to take care of yourself. And this can help combat negative things that people might say to you that makes you doubt yourself. And again, if you have somebody that is filling your mind with self-doubt and fear, telling you, you can't do that. How are you going to do that? You know, and again, that causes you to doubt yourself. And that is the time, if you have an oak tree, go sit under the oak tree, put your back up against the oak tree, and let that oak tree fill your spine with strength, and let your chakra energy root and ground to the earth, and let the earth nurture you, just as the oak tree's roots bring up nurturance to the tree through all seasons. Okay, here is your artwork, and we have dissolve your worries. When you're stressed, write your troubles on a piece of dissolvable paper and place it in a bowl. Pour a cup of aloe vera water over and let the paper dissolve. Then pour it out into the earth. Mother Gaia will take your troubles and offer a solution in return. Now, if you don't have dissolvable paper, you can burn the paper in a fire-safe cauldron, bowl, whatever works for you, or even your fireplace, your fire pit, and put those ashes, spread those ashes on the earth. And I feel like that this is a confirmation to your reading of groundedness, dissolving your worries, dissolving your doubts and fears, and giving yourself an opportunity to reflect on, are these truly my doubts and worries, or are these the doubts and worries that others have projected onto you? And finally, here is your artwork, and we have shield, protecting yourself. Imagine an iridescent bubble around you whenever you're not feeling safe. Okay, again, I feel like your spell cards are giving you positive affirmations and confirming this reading for you. And if you feel like people are body shaming you, or maybe you're not feeling your best, maybe you're going through a new phase in your life, you know, because as we age, our body changes. And what can you do to maintain your health, to feel good about yourself? And whenever you drink a healthy drink or eat a healthy meal, give appreciation, bless that meal or drink, you know, to fortify the health and well-being that you are putting into your body. And if you do Reiki, put some Reiki into your food, into your drinks, or just put your energy, because we're all able to project our energies. So I'm going to end your reading here, Pile 1. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful and inspiring for you. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 2. If you were drawn to the smoky quartz point, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading with your oracle cards. You'll start with your Halloween oracle card and then look at your Wicca cards. And we have for you the Skull of Darkness and Blind Spots. Okay, think of when you are driving and you want to change lanes and you're not always able to see the vehicles behind you in your mirrors. And it's important for you to look and check those blind spots to make sure nobody's in your blind spot. This can also be what things you might be missing if you don't pause and check things out. Okay, next we have number 24 with the butterfly, the monarch. This is a card about transformation, but it can also be a card of feeling stuck in the cocoon, or maybe not wanting to leave the safety of the cocoon. But as the butterfly transforms, it outgrows the cocoon. And the only way that it can find comfort is to leave the comfort zone. Next, we have number 2 with the pentacle. This is a card of protection, but also manifestation. Just as the monarch has manifested its transformation by allowing the natural processes to occur. And as you are manifesting that which you desire, check those blind spots, check where you might be missing opportunities for that manifestation. And these can be unexpected opportunities for you. So let's go deeper into this reading. I'll start with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. And there is some nudity in these cards, so I will be using fairy stones to cover up any nudity that may show up, because YouTube does not want that. Okay, and we begin with the Ace of Pentacles. I love that with this Pentacles because this is the seed of potential. So you do have potential, and it could be a potential to change, to transform your situation, to grow your wings and flutter, to float, to rise and fly. Next, we have the Fool. A new adventure awaits you. And just as this butterfly is no longer the caterpillar, it has to just be the butterfly. And I feel like that is part of that Fool. You know, it's part of the adventure. Next, we have the Eight of Wands. Are you going in the right direction? Check your blind spots. This is asking you to point your energies all in one direction. So for those of you who are looking to change your career or adjust, you have the potential to do something. And some of you might be putting your resumes out there, and you know, at this time, it's just really challenging to find any kind of work. And this might be the opportunity for you to start your own business, and looking for those that can help you with that, giving you advice, talking to your friends, maybe combining your energies together, because they too might be in the same situation. Just as the Fool has this dog for his companion, you know, you can help guide each other. And that way there, you're not doing anything alone. The dog can represent loyal friends as well as your spirit guides as well. Next, we have the Seven of Cups. There are opportunities here for you. And some of you might have too many opportunities to choose from. Maybe you're a very talented, creative person, and how can you combine your creativity, especially if you are working with other people? What skills, what creativity are each of you bringing to the table and contributing to each other's success? And in order to do that, there needs to be cooperation. Okay, next we have the Eight of Cups. So here there is leaving something behind, but we have an owl here. So I do feel like that you are making a wise choice, because this person is walking towards the owl. And we also have an owl up here in the light, whether it's probably the moon since there's bats flying about. But wise enlightenment. And some of you might be hearing owls or seeing owls. And this is interesting because last night I heard 2 owls hooting, and I had to go outside to just enjoy them communicating with each other. And the sky was so star-filled and clear. And it was almost like the owls were calling me out to appreciate the stars. And so the sky's the limit. I feel like that the stars are in your favor. And next we have the 3 of Imps. This is the 3 of Wands. This is a card of patience, but it's also indicating that your ships are coming in and they're bringing to you new adventures, new things to try, new things to experience, like I said, new adventures. I already said that because we have the Fool here. But trying different things that you might not have tried. And that's here on the Ace of Pentacles. I'm sorry, let me get you one more Jack-o'-lantern card. And look, we have Strength. The tree has some nudity there, so I need to cover it up. So here we have Strength. This is Leo energy. So if you have Leo in your astrological chart, any planets, or what house does Leo occupy, that can give you some guidance. But this is asking you to be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others as well, especially when you are contemplating what it is. And some of you might be contemplating on what you're walking away from and what you're, this 8 of Cups is going towards their dreams, new opportunities. The 8 of Wands are also directing you to look at your dreams, look at the things that you haven't seen before, your blind spots. Maybe you have potentials, talents, and skills that you may have forgotten about, or you're in the process of discovering those, especially with this 3 of Wands. Okay, next we have the Hermit with the Fool card. And the Hermit is asking you to look at the light within you. No matter how dark things may appear, you always have your soul light giving you guidance. And you're meant to follow your soul light. And this is also a card of experimentation. Here we have a scientist experimenting. And the Fool is open to those experimentations, new experiences. Okay, next we have the 4 of Bats with the 8 of Wands. And here I am feeling that with the 4 of Bats, make sure that you're giving yourself enough rest to recover and recuperate. Because you might, with the 8 of Wands, you could just be going full force and to the point of exhaustion. And this is saying to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, but give it your all. Make sure that you're well rested so the next day you're ready to put your energies towards the direction that you want to go in. Next, we have the 9 of Pumpkins on the 7 of Cups. This is very positive. And here we have another owl sitting on her hand, following your wisdom. And I feel like that whatever dreams that you decide to go after, there is going to be success and prosperity here for you. This is something that you are good at, that is unique. And that's what makes it so powerful, is being unique, doing something a little differently. And then on the Eight of Cups, we have Judgment. And I like this card also on this Eight of Cups, because here you're walking away from something that was a dead end. Maybe it was a dead end job. Maybe your career just isn't something that's in demand anymore. The Judgment card is about resurrection. This could be resurrecting some talent, some skills that you haven't exercised in a long time with that Seven of Cups. And the Eight of Wands is asking you to look at that. You know, that could be where your blind spot is. You might discover that you're good at something that you didn't think, or maybe it was something from when you were a child that you enjoyed doing, and now it's calling to you again, and you're meant to explore that. And then on the Strength card, we have the Eight of Ghosts, which is also the Eight of Cups. It's going to take strength for you to walk away from something that is not satisfying. And this is confirmation to this Eight of Cups with the Judgment card. Okay, let's get you a few. And again, you're going to be manifesting something, but you're going to have to take action. You're going to have to put in the effort. And the Hermit, because this is like the dark night of the soul, you could be experiencing that. You're being asked to be patient. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Prosperity is coming, and it's almost like prosperity is going to come to you again. And this is just giving you that confirmation that be gentle with yourself and be gentle with that which you are walking away from as well. It's not going to be, I feel like it's not going to be emotionally easy, or maybe you're just feeling doubtful about taking that risk, but you really feel like you don't have any other choice at this time. This is also something that you've been thinking about, contemplating as you are healing. This is a card of blessings. Okay, let's get you some spell cards, because it's always fun to do magic. And I find that this can also give you confirmation in directing your energies. Okay, here is your artwork. And we have, look at this, wealth oil. I love that, with that Nine of Pentacles or Nine of Pumpkins and this pentacle. Okay. Add a pinch of cinnamon, spearmint leaves, 3 allspice berries, and 8 drops of patchouli to a 30 milliliter bottle of olive oil. You can use any carrier oil that you'd like. And allow it to synergize for 8 days. Dab the oil on money, your wallet or purse during a waxing moon to attract a flow of wealth to you. Okay, that is really nice. So a pinch of cinnamon, spearmint leaves, 3 allspice berries, and 8 drops of patchouli to a 30 milliliter bottle. And you can use whatever kind of carrier oil you have. You can use olive oil, you can use walnut oil, pumpkin oil. Pumpkin oil could be very good, because pumpkins do represent abundance, and you have this 9 of pumpkins. Okay, here is your artwork. And we have take a deep breath. And I feel like that speaks to this Four of Bats. You're exerting a lot of energy. The wands do represent our thoughts and ideas. So I feel like that while you are resting, your mind is going on with your thoughts and ideas, putting things together. So take a deep breath. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Inhale deeply, feeling the air fill your belly and then your chest. Open your mouth and let out a big sigh while exhaling and imagining stress leaving your body. Repeat 3 or 4 times. And taking a deep breath in the way that they describe can bring you a sense of calm and peace. And I do feel like that is indicating, to make sure that you are getting plenty of rest, because you are, and while you're laying there, you can write down your ideas, so that you can get them out of your head, and you can let your body rest and have calm. Okay, and here is your artwork. And we have smells like success. Half fill a jar with benzoin and frankincense resins. Then cover with jojoba oil. But again, you can use whatever oil you have on hand. Steep in a warm spot for 2 weeks and strain. You can put this on your windowsill and let the sun warm it. And then add 18 drops of bergamot and 3 drops of cinnamon to a roller bottle and top with resin mixture. Roll on pulse points whenever success is desired. And of course, if you don't have a roller bottle, you can utilize any bottle at all and just still dab that oil, that success oil. So here we have wealth oil and success oil. And make sure that you are giving yourself an opportunity to relax. Maybe doing some meditation will be helpful. Doing some breath work exercises. So I'm going to end your reading here. I hope that you enjoyed your reading and found it helpful and inspiring. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 3. If you were drawn to the labradorite stone, welcome to your reading. We are first going to look at your oracle cards. We're going to start with your Halloween oracle and then look at the Wicca cards. And we have for you the dawn, the light after the darkness. So I do feel like that you are beginning to see the light. You are beginning to wake up, and you are coming out of the darkest time of the night, because it's always darkest before the dawn. And I do feel like that you are also waking up. The owl represents wisdom, so I feel like your wisdom is waking up. You are becoming more enlightened. And next we have number 1 with the athame, or the dagger. The dagger is used to draw or direct energy, setting up boundaries of protection. It's also used to direct energy of your will, but also with the energy of protection, making a point, making your point very clear. And that can also be part of this dawn. I feel like that something is bringing clarity to you. The athame also represents the mental body, the mind. And again, I feel like that there's focus and clarity here for you. And then we have number 29 with the broom. And the broom is about sweeping away whatever negative energies are around you. And also this could indicate maybe it's time to do a little autumn cleaning, sweeping away your worries, sweeping away the negativity. And one of the things that I like to say while I'm sweeping is, with my broom, I sweep away the gloom. And you're sweeping away the gloom of the darkness and allowing the light to come in. And here you are being given 2 Wicca tools, or 2 witches tools, because you don't necessarily have to follow the path of Wicca to utilize these tools. They can direct your energy. You are creating a boundary of protection. You may first want to use your broom to sweep away the negativity, sweep away the gloom, and then draw your energy circle of protection. Okay, let's go deeper into this with your tarot. This could be clearing your workspace, your meditation space, cleaning your house, and or just resetting your altar where you meditate, where you focus, where you do your magic. Shifting it over from the autumn to more of the Samhain, because the, Samhain is still in the autumn time, but maybe you're going to add some pictures of your relatives that have passed over, your ancestors that you feel connected with, and ask their help and guidance to see clearly, to bring to you new ideas, wisdom, and clarity. So I'm going to start with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Some of these cards do have nudity, so I will be covering those parts of the cards with some fairy stones, because YouTube does not want nudity, and that's okay. I just don't want to draw on my cards. And we have the 9 of Swords. Okay, here we have 2 owls, and here we have an owl. The 9 of Swords is the never-ending nightmare. It's a card of rumination, of being stuck in your head, maybe something negative or more than one negative situation has happened to you, and you are feeling overwhelmed by negativity. And, it's like, how could I have done something different? Could I have done something different? Wishing for a different outcome isn't going to make it so. And with this athame, focus on one thing that you can do something about. Don't get caught up in your head with doubts and fears and anxiety, because it can be a card of anxiety when we get caught up in our head. Here we have the Knight of Wands. This is a card of synchronicity. All the knights are instigators of change, and in some ways I feel like whatever happened to you, because it's going to be different for each of you, was meant to happen. The Knight of Wands is about asking you to look at things in a new way, the light after the darkness. Because as the sun rises, you're going to see the world in different ways. You're going to start seeing colors again. Okay, and I guess that's a guy, so it doesn't matter so much. But here we have the Lovers card, and this is about choice. Choosing to do what you love. This could also be a relationship that comes in with synchronicity, with that Knight of Wands. Synchronicity. Here you're stuck in your head, and then somebody comes along and is able to shift your perspective. Here we have the Six of Swords, and I do feel like that you are able to shift your perspective. With the Six of Swords, you're coming out of the choppy waters of this rumination of anxiety and self-doubt and, you know, all the what ifs and should haves, and you are moving towards the calming waters of healing. You're shifting your direction, and with these two tools, the Athame and the broom, you are shifting the energies around you. With your broom, you're sweeping away negativity and the gloom. With your Athame, you are directing your will towards what you want to accomplish. And you are protecting those ideas. Next, we have the King of Cups. You are mastering your emotions. The King of Cups can ride any wave, and it doesn't affect him. He is just going with the flow, much like the Knight of Wands, because when you go with the flow, you allow synchronicities to occur. And then we have Judgment. Just have to cover up the nudity here. Judgment, resurrection, bringing something back to life. Something that you thought was dead and over with. And this could be a resurrection of a new relationship for some of you. For others, it can be resurrecting ideas that you forgot about. Trying new things, or taking an old idea and bringing it back to life by approaching it in a new and different way. But first, you have to get your emotional equilibrium here with the King of Cups, and he's going to grace you with that. And once you do get your anxieties and self-doubt, the ruminations out of your head, and you're able to move forward towards that which you enjoy doing, that which you love, you're going to start moving into the calmer waters, removing yourself from these choppy waters, and that's going to bring you the calm so that your energies are revived. Okay, let's go deeper here with the Halloween Tarot and clarify these tarot cards. And we have for you the Seven of Bats. Okay, with the Seven of Bats on the Nine of Swords, I feel like somebody did something underhanded to you, and you feel like you were taken advantage of. How did you not see this coming? All those, how did I not know? The self-doubt, the should-have, could-haves. And it's not your fault. Learn from the experience And you will recognize the next time somebody tries to do you dirty. Because again, you have the athame and the broom. You're going to be more prepared. You're going to see it coming. And you're going to be able to move away from those types of people, those types of situations, because you're going to recognize it. The Seven of Bats is also a card of strategy. You're going to disarm those situations, those people, before they can take advantage of you again. You learned a very hard lesson, but you are wiser for it. Next, we have the Tower. Okay, this is a light bulb moment. It's also, bringing you back down to your basics. And here, we have the Judgment card here where you are rising up from the dead. So this Tower with the Knight of Wands, this is something that was meant to happen. And it's bringing you back to your foundations. And I just feel like that this was something that was meant to happen, but you're learning how to adapt to the situation. On the Lovers card, we have the Four of Bats. This is a blessing of healing. While you are healing, this can be a great time for meditation, especially after such a devastation of the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Bats, somebody doing you, some underhanded stuff to you, and you learning a hard lesson from it. And, maybe they did take such advantage of you that this Tower moment just, really knocked the wind out of your sails. And you need to give yourself a moment, catch your breath, recalibrate what it is that, come back to yourself. And on the Six of Swords, we have the Page of Imps, the Page of Wands. This is moving forward, looking at it as, okay, that was part of the adventure. Who hasn't been on an adventure where something unexpected happens that delays your plans? On the King of Cups, we have the Lovers. Okay, we have the Lovers here with the Four of Bats. And with the Lovers here, I do feel like that somebody that does love and care about you is going to help bring that equilibrium back to yourself. You are going to choose love over this rumination of what negativity somebody did to you. And, narcissistic abuse is something that is, coming to light. More and more people are realizing the damages that narcissistic abuse can do to a person. Because narcissistic abuse does cause you to doubt yourself. That's what a narcissist does. They make you doubt yourself. They want you to feel bad because it makes them feel good about themselves. Because narcissistic people are empty. They're hollow. And they just want to take your energy with that Seven of Bats. They want you to be constantly walking on eggshells with this Tower. And I think you finally come to this point where it's like, I'm done with this. I'm done. And with that Six of Swords, you walk out. But you also need to, heal. You might need to go to therapy to rebalance yourself and learn ways to protect yourself from other narcissistic people. Okay, then we have Temperance. This is a card of self-alchemy. You are changing. This situation transformed you. And with that Tower moment, you know, this is like the lightning bolt that shatters you, but it transforms you, because with the Judgment card, you rise up as a more purified being with deeper understanding. This situation made you much wiser. It's teaching you how to protect yourself and sweep away the gloom. You know, sweep away those negative people. And sometimes, you know, a lot of times we do experience narcissistic abuse in the workplace, but a lot of times, because we do have the Lovers showing up twice, it is those that we love and care about. And this can be family members, they can be friends, and those are the ones that hurt you the most because you let them in, you trusted them, and they betrayed you. They fed on your love, your positive energies. And then when you had nothing else to give, which is the Tower, they leave you, they abandon you. You know, here we have the Lovers with the Six of Swords, you know, leaving you. And, you know, they might have left you with nearly nothing, or maybe nothing at all. And you are trying to recoup your losses. And with Temperance, the situation has changed you. But try to look at this in a positive way of, now I'm much wiser. This is the light after the darkness. I see the light now. I know how to recognize narcissistic people, or people who want to be abusive and take advantage of my goodness. And rather than becoming this bitter, angry person, which can happen, you know, because sometimes the narcissistic abuse, because the reason why they're so empty is because they were narcissistically abused and they never developed a core of being. They're empty, they're hollow people. And they need to constantly fill that void. And when they're done with you, they discard you like a used Kleenex. And it can be devastating, like with this Tower card. But again, with the Tower card being on the Knight of Wands, I do feel like that you had to go through this Tower moment in order to move forward, to heal from this situation and move forward, and just, you know, look at it as like, this was part of the adventure of life, and I'm not going to let it destroy me. I'm going to turn my love towards myself with this King of Cups and the Lovers. Loving yourself, taking care of yourself is going to be very important, and you are going to rise up from this situation, but you are going to be changed. It's like you went through an initiation that changed you forever. But there is a blessing in disguise, and that is you see the light now. You are past that darkest moment. And you are going to rise from this with that Judgment and Temperance. I see that as a powerful resurrection. And you are clearing out that negativity, and you are protecting yourself. You are much wiser. Wisdom comes from pain if you learn your lesson. And, you know, the hardest lessons offer you the greatest wisdom. and you will rise above this. Let's get you some spell cards for some magic. I do feel like, you know, magic is always fun to do, but I find that these cards are helpful in giving you confirmation to your reading, but also ways of empowering yourself. So here's your artwork, and we have dissolve your worries. That's that alchemy. Part of the alchemy is dissolving, sweeping away your worries. And here we have, when you're stressed, write your troubles on a piece of paper. And well, it can be dissolvable paper, and place it in a bowl. Pour a cup of aloe vera water over and let the paper dissolve. Then pour it into the earth. Mother Gaia will take your troubles and offer a solution in return. If you don't have dissolvable paper, just burn it. You can burn it in your fireplace. You can burn it in your fire pit. You can burn it in a little cauldron or any kind of fire-safe receptacle, and then dump the ashes or bury the ashes in the earth. And Mother Gaia will offer you a solution in return with that Knight of Wands, synchronicity, the Tower moment, giving you this blessing in disguise. So dissolve those worries. You've learned some hard lessons. Okay, then here is your artwork, and we have peace tea. I feel like that is what you're going to need with that Four of Bats. Okay, some peace tea. Steep a teaspoon each of dried lemon balm and mint in hot water for 9 minutes. Drink the brew while imagining stress and anxiety leaving your body through the soles of your feet and into the ground. Okay, another grounding exercise. Giving it over to Earth, giving it over to Mother Earth, to Mother Gaia. And Mother Gaia will return to you the peace. And that peace tea I see as the King of Cups and the Lovers, taking care of yourself, loving yourself. Lemon balm is very good for you, as well as the mint tea. Okay, and next here is your artwork, and we have heart healing. And I do feel like that for this reading, you are going to be in need of some heart healing. So at the time of a full moon, fill a sachet with amaranth and coriander. Place the sachet under your pillow every day for 14 days. Then throw away the sachet at a new moon. So with the next full moon, and it will be a full moon in Taurus. Taurus is, ruled by Venus, and you can use that loving energy to fill your heart, to give you some peace. So here we have a meditation to write down your worries, the Nine of Swords, how people have wronged you. Dissolve that paper or burn it and give it to the earth. Make yourself a nice cup of hot tea, and while you're drinking your tea, we just had the new moon on the 21st of October, but you can do this at any new moon. We are still in the manifesting phase, so at this time it is still close enough to the new moon energy that you can do this heart healing sachet. and then you'll cast it away just, you know, a day or two after the full moon, which is perfectly fine because it's come to a time of completion, and you will be casting it away on the waning side of that full moon. So it will still be applicable. It will still be helpful for you to do this. So I'm going to end your reading here. And what a long reading this is compared to the other two. So until next time, I hope that this reading was helpful for you. Take care, and blessed be, my friends.